Hey friends, welcome back to The Daily. This is Adriana. Really great to be back here with you for another practice in our theme of the month, which is generosity, working with this sense of giving and receiving. And we've pretty primarily been working with this sense of, first and foremost, lathering our own generosity onto ourselves first, because of course if we feel really depleted and overwhelmed and like we have nothing to give, it's going to be exceedingly hard to muster up any sincere generosity for others. And by sincere generosity, I mean generosity that isn't prompted by a sense of guilt or obligation that leaves us feeling even more bottomed out and possibly even a little bit resentful. That old adage sticks. We really have to kind of refill our own tank first before we can offer generosity out to others. So we've been working with ourselves as kind of like our subject of generosity here in meditation practice, and I want to continue on with that a bit. As I was thinking about our practice today, I remembered something that once came up in a meditation class that I was in. It was a like Buddhist studies meditation class at the Interdependence Project. And there was a woman in class who raised her hand and she asked a great question. We were talking about compassion and generosity. And she said, living in New York City, like many metropolitan areas, we have a very large homeless population. There are a lot of people in the city who are currently experiencing homelessness for whatever reason. And of course, walking around the city, we pass by people all day who are on the street and they don't have anything and they're asking for, enough money to just buy food, buy their lunch that day. And she said, how do we not let our hearts just completely, break into a gazillion pieces and make us feel like really sort of like feeble and helpless in these situations? And I remember one of my teachers, Ethan Nichtern, saying, even if in that moment you don't have anything physically to give, to offer, you don't have any cash on you, you don't have a granola bar stashed in your backpack, the one thing that you can always give, the one thing that you can always be generous with is your face. You can give them the dignity of looking them in the eye and taking a moment to just really connect and recognizing like, hey, I see you. I see you. You are not invisible. You are valid. You are a human being. And maybe even along with the generosity of offering your face, offering a kind word or a smile, or again, just that human connection. And that was making me think, as we kind of unpack this theme of the month, about how we always have something to offer, right? We always have something to give, even if it is just our time or our attention or our face, just a moment to connect and have an interaction where human dignity is verified. And I was thinking about all of the ways in which, this can kind of lapse at times. It doesn't have to be someone that we pass on the street who's experiencing homelessness. It could be the person who's sitting across the table from us at dinner. And, maybe we find that we're like doot, 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 on our phone, kind of like half-heartedly paying attention, really preoccupied with whatever happened in our workday, taking a moment to just give them the dignity of our face, setting our phone down, making eye contact, and really just sending the implicit message, I see you, you're here, you're valid, and I respect you. So with that said, taking a moment just to decide on our seat, wherever we happen to be, and as always, just making sure we feel really sturdy and sustainable. We're not fighting against our bodies here. Once we have located our seat, it's taking a moment to decide on our gaze. So eyes open or eyes closed, at least at the onset here. We'll take just a few moments as always to open our practice by opening our senses. Shifting the attention over to sound. Receiving the sounds of the room that we're in. It's welcoming any noises that might be present. Staying open to sound. Shifting the attention to touch. So taking a moment to really just land in the body. Feeling the weight of the body against the chair, the cushion. Taking in the texture of clothing against the skin. Temperature of the air in the room. So as always, very little effort needed here. We're just opening up, acquainting ourselves to our present moment experience, what already is. Just locating ourselves here in space. Dropping the attention into the feet. Just feeling our feet here. Space between the toes. Temperature, texture. Feeling where the feet make contact. Moving the attention to the belly. The chest. It's taking our moment here to really connect with the sensation of body breathing. It's feeling into the way the breath moves in the body today. And wherever, however, the breath is most available in the body at this moment, most easily felt. It's dropping our anchor of attention here and taking just a moment or two to work with that singular instruction that as our minds wander, which they naturally will, we're just noticing when we've left our breathing, acknowledging what captures our attention, and then gently, firmly coming back to the breath in the body. And then if we haven't already, it's letting the eyes gently shut and beginning to shift into a bit of loving kindness practice to ourselves, from ourselves. Just taking a moment right off the top here to bring to mind some aspect of yourself that you really enjoy. It might be a moment in time when you felt particularly alive or inspired. It might be a moment when you showed up as the best of who you know you can be. Maybe it's just a particular quality that you really admire about yourself. Once you've located some aspect of yourself, a moment in time, a quality that you really appreciate, enjoy, admire, and just inviting this version of yourself to sit down in front of you and watching this version of you take their seat. Perhaps picking up on any facial features, maybe any palpable sense of you when you're in this state. And once this aspect of you is sitting before you, really just taking a moment to connect. What is it here that you appreciate or enjoy? Touching in on this and extending it out through these phrases. May you be happy. May you be happy. May you feel safe. May you feel safe. May you feel at home in your body. May you feel at home in your body. And may you live your life with a sense of ease. Watching this aspect of ourselves, soaking in these wishes. And thanking this aspect of self for coming. Just allowing our image to dissolve. And this time, bringing to mind an aspect of self that is somewhat forgettable. Maybe it's you when you're on autopilot, going through your morning routine, half there, half checked out. Maybe it's you when you're zoned out on the phone or answering emails. It could be you just getting ready for bed at the end of the day. Just a sense of self, an aspect of self that we don't really think about much or consider. Again, sort of forgettable. And without overthinking it, once we've located this aspect or version of ourselves that kind of neutral, kind of forgettable, I'm just inviting this aspect of self to sit down in front of us and watching ourselves take our seat. Taking a moment to touch back in on that sense of appreciation. And extending that to our more forgettable aspect of self. using these phrases. May you be happy. May you be happy. May you feel safe. May you feel safe. May you feel at home in your body. May you feel at home in your body. And may you live your life with a sense of ease. Taking a moment to just thank this aspect of self for showing up. And watching our image dissolve. This time, taking a moment to bring to mind some quality about ourselves, a way that we engage that we don't necessarily like. Perhaps it's us when we're tied up in a fit of anger. Maybe when we are deep in a moment of procrastination, we're engaging in one of our less than pleasant habits. And again, without overthinking it, once we've located some aspect, some version, some quality that we don't necessarily like about ourselves, just inviting this version of self to sit down in front of us and watching this aspect of self take its seat. And again, really touching in on this sense of appreciation as much as we can muster, and extending that out using these phrases. May you be happy. May you be happy. May you feel safe. May you feel safe. May you feel at home in your body. May you feel at home in your body. And may you live your life with a sense of ease. Just watching this sense of self, this aspect of self, soaking in these wishes. Thanking this aspect of self for coming, and allowing our image to dissolve. And then taking just another moment to feel our own bodies here in space. The weight of the body against the cushion, the chair, and feeling the texture of clothing against our skin. It's taking a moment to consolidate these wishes, extending them out. May I be happy. May I be happy. May I feel safe. May I feel safe. May I feel at home in my body. May I feel at home in my body. And may I live my life with a sense of ease. Just taking a moment here to allow practice to land. Bringing the attention back to the breath in the body. And then as you're ready, just allowing formal practice to drop and coming back in together at your own pace, no rush. Thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Yeah, have a beautiful rest of your day. I hope that it's everything that you need it to be, whatever that means to you. And we'll see you right back here for practice tomorrow.